Tonight, I'm overwhelmed for this, for the code first, and also for the presence of all of you. So, have you ever found yourself doing something without knowing why? Many people spend months, years, or even their entire lives doing things without knowing the purpose, without knowing the real reason why they do what they do. Tonight, through a personal case of mine, I want to make us to think about purpose, which is something intrinsic to everything we do, but it's also something that we hardly ever pay attention to. In my first job after starting college, I was working as an intern in a small accounting office in the city where I lived. And as every intern that I know, I was really trying to show that I wanted to learn a lot and also wanted to contribute as much as possible to the company. One day, after being there for a few months, I started a new activity. And for this activity, I only knew the theoretical part, the things that I had learned at university and from books. When I started this activity, I noticed that it was being done for the whole year until that moment in an incorrect way. I thought, I can change it. I can improve this process. So I started doing that from my perspective, from my way. And when I finished that activity, very proud of myself, I showed to the analyst who used to work at my side, at my left side, who was also my supervisor at that internship. He looked at my screen and said, Anderson, you are gonna have to adjust everything you did because it's not correct. It's not the way we do things here. So please take everything you did and adjust and do the way it was being done before. Okay? I said, okay. But I wasn't convinced. I didn't know. I still didn't know the purpose of that activity, the reason they did that way. So I came back to my seat, looked to my other side, and there was the senior analyst. So I looked at her, said, do you have a minute? She said, yes. And I explained to her the situation and the answer. And Anderson, you are going to have to adjust everything you did because it's incorrect. It's not the way we do things here, as the other analysts already told you. But I wasn't still convinced because I had learned. I really liked to read a lot about accounting, and I really paid attention to my classes. So I knew that my way, the way I was doing, was correct. So I said okay, and I came back to my seat. But I looked behind me, and there was the manager of my area. I said, manager, do you have a minute? And she said, yes. I explained her the situation again as my last resort. And she said, Anderson, I understand your point, and it's not incorrect, but as we have to use this process you did to fill a tax information to the government, you're going to have to do the way it was established. So I will ask you to redo the work you have done the way it was being done before, as the analyst said to you. And so at this moment, I really understood the purpose of that activity. And I thanked my manager, and I went to the two analysts' table, and I said, I'm sorry, I'm gonna adjust everything I did. I'm gonna do the way it was done before. And I also explained why I went to the manager's table. It was because I didn't understand the purpose of the way they were doing that activity. And with this story, I would. This story is a great example of the importance of knowing the purpose of the things we do. And I would like to take this example not only in the micro way, but also uh, to make us to reflect about a lot of things that we do. Like we maybe have been living our lives without knowing the purpose of our jobs that we do every day, that we have done for 10 or more years. We maybe have been living, or we maybe have been doing courses or studying a lot, things that we don't know the purpose. Or we maybe have been participating in a Toastmasters club without knowing the purpose, the objective that we have. Or even living without knowing the purpose of our lives. So that was the message I wanted to bring to all of you, and I hope we can reflect on the purpose we have in different activities of our lives. Thank you all of you, and back to you, Mr. Toastmaster.